I'm not sure when this camera turned off. I have cheap batteries in here, so it may turn off. I would really like to be able to talk a lot more about many subjects related to my life, things that I want to share with my family and friends, should I still have any. And of course, my 3 daughters and my son. And my wife and I met while we were in our mid-30s, so anything in my life before I was 35 is new to her. Now, this old friend of mine, we were in Clinton High School together, and he was a star soccer player. I believe he got a scholarship at Louisiana College, Nicholls State. And I am thoroughly enjoying reminiscing with it. We're catching up. Back to Healthplex. I was already in Los Angeles, California, and getting ready to move to Thailand. Soon after I moved to Thailand, I became the manager of Grand Amarin Tower on New Petbury Road. I believe I got that job 3 weeks after my plane landed. Just a few days after I moved to Thailand, I became cardio kickboxing instructor for the Grand Sheraton Hotel on Sukhumvit. Sukhumvit Grand Sheraton. Little bitty aerobics room, but it was very VIP-ish. And it was a great start for me because it started the rumor that there's this new American guy from Mississippi teaching this really good cardio kickboxing class. You gotta see it. Now, I've been videotaped many times doing cardio kickboxing. I have yet to see one piece of film from cardio kickboxing that somebody else filmed. I have signed waivers with Fitness Lady Ridgeland and Healthplex Clinton. They both promised me copies of the videotape that they took, and I have never seen copies. Both places deny ever videotaping me, and I do not know why. They were very successful seminars called Rhythm Kick 2000. I did the seminars 1999 and year 2000. I don't know why that videotape would be missing. I many times talked to a Sharon Sosby, a former classmate a couple years younger than me. She says that she at one time was in possession of the videotape and cannot find it. I hope that one day when she does find it that she sends me a copy. I would very much like to see myself teaching those seminars that I taught all over Mississippi, 99 and 2000. Now, I have not spoken to Steve or anybody that I knew in the fitness business for quite some time. You know, life is funny. When you're out of sight, you're out of mind. And when people have not kept up with you, they may not know what's up with you. They may not even be interested. I find that very sad because I really cherish all the years that I worked with anybody that I worked with in the fitness business. I learned a lot from other people, namely George Wansley, Debbie McKnight, Lisa Newman, Randall Wilkerson, Robert Rockroth, people like that. And I knew many high-performance athletes. I'm an average athlete myself. Although I have won some karate championships in the point karate world, I consider myself an average to maybe slightly above average athlete. I've been a personal trainer on one level or another since 1983. It became a profession of mine in 1990. I did it part-time before that for people who asked me for private training or personal training. I call it private training because it is confidential. It's not really supposed to be personal, but it often is. You're dealing with somebody's health and their body. Most people like to keep that information confidential between the trainer and themselves. Not that it's a big deal, because if they have success in their training, That looks good for them, and it looks good for me as a trainer. I really enjoyed working with the hundreds of clients that I worked with, and I probably did orientations, things like that, for at least over 1,000 people during my career. I kept some clients for 5 years, so, and when I was in Los Angeles, I kept same clients for 15 months, the whole 15 months that I was living there. Paparazzis, models, actresses, stuntmen, camera crew people. I trained a lady whose father was the producer for Bloodsport, the Jean-Claude Van Damme movie that made him famous. Jean-Claude Van Damme worked for LA Fitness just as I did as a step aerobics instructor. I believe that's where he met his second wife, perhaps maybe a third wife, I'm not sure. At one time he was married to Gladys Portugues, the very famous and beautiful female bodybuilder. He has children with her, I believe. And he was married to a woman before that father owns a carpet company. Van Damme installed carpet before he became a superstar. I have a lot of respect for Jean-Claude Van Damme. He's an excellent athlete and a good actor. Never met him. I almost met Steven Seagal on 2 different occasions. I was within half a mile from him, just coincidentally. One time was in LA Fitness. I went to pick up a paycheck that got delivered to the wrong place. Got delivered to the wrong LA Fitness, so I had to drive to another LA Fitness in like a Tarzana or something like that, instead of Pasadena where I was working at the time. And I missed Steven Seagal by 15 minutes, I was told. His mobile phone battery went dead and he had to make a phone call. He came in there to make a phone call. I don't think he twisted anybody's arm, though. And then Steven Seagal lived in the Emporium Tower, where I had friends and also had a class, rhythm kick, at the Asia Pacific Taekwondo, just below the FMX 95.5 FMX rock station of Bangkok, that at that time had an English-speaking DJ. Actually, they had 3 English-speaking DJs at that time. I was friends with 2 of them. Kun Pim, who is a Thai that speaks English very well, graduate of schools in Massachusetts, and the superstar Jennifer Su, whose family name is Tsu. Jennifer Su, the Taiwanese pop star, Asia News anchor person, DJ, she's an MC, she's many things, a wonderful lady. And Steven Seagal was living in the building at that time when I was teaching cardio kickboxing, but he and I did not cross paths. I would have recognized Steven. He's a very large man. I believe he's 6'4", 280 pounds. I am 6'2", 213 pounds. But I was 180 pounds at that time. I was teaching 6 aerobic classes a week. My close friend was lucky enough to bump into Steven Seagal with his daughter and wife from Clinton, Mississippi. And he had very nice things to say about Mr. Seagal. He said he's very cordial, very gentlemanly. And he had hoped that I met him too, because he knew how much I love martial arts, and I have a lot of respect for Steven Seagal, of course. I'm on the way to Northport. I don't have a cameraman. I've just got my camera on top of a cloth there. I'm by no means a professional camera person. I've just got a little $19.99 Jazz video camera here. It does the job. You can see the picture and you can hear my voice. I have a lot to say, and I want to tell you all about my life and how exciting it has been. This is North Park Mall. When this place opened, I guess in 1985 or so, took a lot of business away from Metro Center, and then Metro Center became a haven for purse snatching, carjacking, grand theft auto, things like that, and that discouraged business, of course. However, my mother, who was already in her late 50s and all through her 60s and 70s, continued to shop there and never had a problem. I guess she looks scary enough that nobody wanted to mess with her. My mother is very well connected, and if you do mess with her, she will find somebody to mess with you. My mother was born into a very wealthy Delta farmer family. Delta farmer family, don't sound right. My grandfather was a wealthy Delta farmer at the time that my mother was born. She's the 12th and final child of my grandfather, Bud Gary, and my grandmother, Duran McCain, who is John McCain's cousin. I've never met John McCain. Also have a lot of respect for him. He did something miraculous. He survived living in Hanoi as a POW.
No.
I don't know many McCains except for the ones that are from Webster County in Mississippi. I would love to meet some McCains one day. As I say, I have a lot of respect for John McCain, and I am a registered Republican since 1984. Now I'm coming to meet my friend, and I'm very excited about it. I have not seen many high school friends or neighbors in many years, and I love nostalgia. I enjoy talking about the past. I have fond memories of going to church, going to school, playing sports, and attending school. Talk to you later.